Yeah.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Talk of the Devil. I'm your host for this week. I'm Joe. So nice to meet you. We're not technically meeting, but hi anyway. And this is a very special episode of Talk of the Devil. This is a northern special of Talk of the Devil. Yes, this week we are celebrating everything from the greatest region on Earth in the news. Joining me, I have three fabulous guests. I will now introduce them. And when I ask you who you are, guys, can you also tell me where you're from exactly? So we'll start here. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm from Birmingham in the Midlands, which is a thing that exists.
Opinions, everybody?
I don't think Birmingham exists.
But he didn't say the Midlands don't exist. He just said Birmingham doesn't exist.
Birmingham? Is that like a meal?
So funny, Fred.
Thank you.
If you would like to get involved in the discussion of whether or not the Midlands exist, just drop in the
It
comments.
does exist. This is a fact.
Yeah, no,
Let's just establish the facts at the start of the show.
yeah, my girlfriend's from the Midlands, and despite what other people might believe, she does exist. So yeah, I'm with you, Charlotte. Nice. Hello, Charlotte. Next up.
Hi. I'm Fred. Drake. Frederick. Fred. Either is fine. I'm from London, which is southern, and then southeast London, which is doubly southern.
It's even southerner.
Yes. Not as southern as you could go. It could be, Malawi,
That is further south than London. That is definitely true.
but still quite south.
Yes. All right, thank you very much, Fred. And finally,
I am from Hertfordshire. The great thing about Hertfordshire is that it's more further north than some southern areas of England. However, because it's so snobbish and arrogant, it actually makes that more southern than those areas. So yes,
By principle.
yeah,
Yes.
it could only be from the south where you get that kind of thing. Thank you very much, John. So, hi everybody. First of all, I'll ask you, what's been your? So you're all Southerners, and Midlanders. I took great care to get people who I could educate through this episode on the show. But can I ask, since you've all come to university in Lancaster, what's been your favourite thing about the North? One thing from each of you.
Oh, the people are just nicer.
Darn right we are. I'm a Cumbrian, by the way, for anyone who's listening. I sound like I'm from the same place as John, but no, I'm Cumbrian. Okay, the people are nicer, very true. Any other thoughts?
Um,
Come on.
I'm not as close to Boris Johnson up here.
That is a very, very good point.
London, there's sort of just a general threat that either, him, Priti Patel, Rishi Sunak, they could show up at your door any minute.
Yeah.
Here, see, we're talking about like making jokes about the Midlands, whether or not they exist. I think they genuinely believe anything above like the Watford Gap is fake. So they'll never come.
Yeah, that's true. You're very safe. And Charlotte?
As well as the people, I think the countryside. I mean, I'm not a countryside kind of person, but it's just very pretty.
Yeah. You heard it here, folks. The northern countryside can turn a non-countryside person into a countryside person. That's just how good we are. Yeah, Cumbria is the most beautiful place in the world, in my opinion. So yeah, but that's enough banging the drum. Let's get started. So we're going to play 3 rounds today, each a different sort of game orientated around the news. All these news stories come from the north, or they have to do with the north. But also, because this is a special episode, at the start of every round, I will share a reason from the news why we should be proud of the North. Because I found too many great stories for this episode, so I just thought I'd include them somehow. So without further ado, let's get started. So our first game is my favourite. It's funny because it's true. In this game, I'm going to read you a headline followed by a bit of a news story. Your job is to decide whether or not that is a real news story that happened or a story I made up, and there'll be 1 point for the correct answer.
Lovely.
Yeah, but first of all, reason you should be proud of the North, number 1. There have been 18 buried treasure troves found in Cumbria in 2020.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just read you this. Across England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, the number of treasure finds topped 1,000 for the 7th year in a row in 2020. There were 1,077. So it didn't top it by much, but it did.
Yes.
The British Museum have suggested that restrictions on people's exercise during coronavirus lockdowns contributed to a boost in unexpected garden discoveries. Quite a funny thought. Unfortunately, Time Team couldn't come round. The latest data shows that a total of 113 finds have been reported in Cumbria since record records began in 2012. And this is a bit of trivia for anyone who wants to become a treasure hunter. The Treasure Act, which is apparently a thing, currently defines treasure as finds older than 300 years and made of gold or silver or artifact made of precious metals. So that's what treasure is, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not to be confused with national treasures.
Well, no one's going to dig up Rowan Atkinson in their backyard.
Not yet,
I was
they're
going
not.
to say no one's going to dig up John Lee, which is a bit more morbid, I think.
Okay.
They will one day. And it will be in your back garden.
You heard it here first, everybody. Okay, so that's our first reason for being proud of the North. But now we'll get on with the game. Enough fiddle-faddle. So, is this true or false?
Yes. Sorry.
It's definitely one of the two. Into the woods. Porcupine escapes from Chester Zoo. Keepers at the iconic Chester Zoo have been working overtime for the last 2 weeks on a very unusual problem. On Monday the 22nd of November, small animals keeper Josie Kincaid arrived to find that Buster, the zoo's Northern American tree porcupine, was missing from his enclosure. A review of the CCTV footage revealed that he had discovered a faulty section of the enclosure's electric fence and climbed the harmless wire to get over the wall. An escaped animal is always a problem, even when it's only small, Ms. Kincaid said. However, the trouble was only just beginning. Tree porcupines, as their name suggests, are adapted for climbing and for blending into the treetops where they like to nest. So, after escaping his enclosure, Buster disappeared, and keepers believed he had hidden away in the surrounding trees. Sorry, just knocked my mic. The surrounding trees. That would constitute a massive problem, team leader John Aiken told us. If Buster had hidden in the trees, we literally might never have got him back. It's exactly his kind of environment, so he could have just moved into the trees and no one would spot him. And no one did spot him. For 2 weeks, the keepers looked for signs in nearby green spaces until just this Wednesday, when Buster miraculously returned to his nest box in his enclosure all by himself after leading the keepers on a merry dance for 13 days.
Oh, wow.
So, Buster the escaped porcupine, what do we think?
I think true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I've read this story.
Ah.
Mm.
And it sounds plausible.
That is the enemy of all Talk of the Devil hosts, people who read the news.
Sorry.
That's all
Wrong
right.
person on this show. My job is the news.
No worries.
My job is Satanism, so I'm the wrong person to be on Talk of the Devil too.
Ah, marvellous. So, Charlotte, are you sticking with true, or do you want to wait for me to come back to you before you make a final call?
No, I'm going to stick with true. It sounds real.
All right, okay. Gentlemen, Fred and John, any thoughts?
Well, I can see Joe Dodd coming up with this story.
I can 100%
Every
see Joe
single
Dodd.
time I host, people say that.
Yeah,
just because I'm a master's creative writing student, people don't trust me.
No, I think it's that, and then also it's animal related and zoo related.
Yes.
And it's kind of cute. So
Yes.
Like me.
like you, and
And it's also very prickly and small and annoying.
Thanks, John. Like he said, Northern people are just more polite. A Northerner would never have told me that to my face. Okay.
Yeah, I am leaning towards false because it's just such a Joe Dodd story. Yeah.
No, so, okay. The thing I'm having a problem with is if the article would actually use the phrase "a merry dance" and whether the people would actually talk the way that you've described them as talking.
He does get very granular in this game, Fred does, down to specific word choices.
And all I end up doing is wasting time, yes. I'm going to... see. It disconcerts me that you think you've read it before. I don't like that, but I'm going to stick with false.
Okay, so I'll just check. So, John, you're going with false?
Yeah. Oh, but I forgot that Charlotte said she read
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Don't listen to me though. I mean.
That's exactly what someone who wants to win would
Susan-
say.
Well, I feel I'm at a slight disadvantage as I don't know Joe quite as well as you two do. Or his.
That's why you're on the show,
idiosyncrasies.
Charlotte, to get to know me better.
Well, if it were like a Fredism, I'd because he has a very particular idiosyncrasies. Joe is harder to read.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you very
You
much.
should, but I
Also,
could
I
have
don't.
read something completely different.
Okay.
Or a different zoo. I mean, animals escape from zoos all the time, right?
They do, yeah. It's quite a common problem. So yeah, but now I will get locked in answers if you guys don't mind. So Charlotte,
I'm sticking with true.
true. Fred,
Oh.
John,
True.
true. Okay.
You've gone to true.
Yeah.
He's been converted. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I have to look. I haven't won an episode for a long time, but I live for the entertainment of it, so I'm saying false.
You're saying false, are you?
Yes.
Well, everybody, I can confirm that the point goes to Fred.
Oh
That
my
is a
goodness.
false
Oh my
story.
goodness.
That did not happen.
God.
I'll be honest, I based it on something that happened at Longleat like months and months ago because I watch Animal Park. Great show. But yeah, so that was a false story. There was no tree porcupine escape at Chester Zoo in the last couple of weeks. So well done, Fred. Point to you.
It's almost upsetting that isn't true.
It's a little bit of a waste,
Yeah.
isn't it? Come on, Chester Zoo, make your enclosures more easy to escape from. Okay, we'll move on to our next story. So is this true or false? 33% increase in people learning to play Beatles tunes after new series.
Wow.
The Beatles are on everybody's minds after the release of Peter Jackson's epic documentary series on Disney Plus, Get Back, and Fender has seen a 33% increase in people learning how to play the band's music on its Fender Play platform. Fender Play is an online learning app for guitar, bass, and ukulele. With song tabs, bite-sized lessons, and trackable progress, and a song-based curriculum with video lessons from the songwriters themselves, Fender Play is designed to help players overcome difficulties. There are 14 Beatles tracks available to learn on Fender Play. So what do we think? By the way, this is not sponsored. What do we think? 33% increase in the Beatles learning to play on the guitar.
Well, I can. It's very plausible, isn't it?
I think it's very plausible. I wasn't buying it until you mentioned Fender Play, because up until that point, I was sort of thinking to myself, how on earth is the massive music company Fender tracking what all its customers are playing?
Yeah.
What does concern me, I do think this is true, but what does concern me is the fact they only had, did you say 14 Beatles?
14 songs on the app, yeah.
So only 14 Beatles tracks.
Wow.
It is a small number, isn't it?
For such a guitar-heavy and famous band.
Yeah.
It does surprise me. I'll put myself in immediately and say true, but that annoys me slightly if it is true.
It is funny, isn't it?
They did say that the songwriters were involved in showing you how to play them.
We only need Paul. Ringo's great, but we only need Paul.
Yeah, for a guitar playing app, you do only need Paul.
Yeah.
In fairness.
I don't know which one did what.
He was bassist.
He was.
He was, yeah.
But he was also guitarist and vocalist
And pianist.
And my mum's childhood
Yeah.
sweetheart. Yeah.
And just all-round lovely man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and drummer for that one time when Ringo got really annoyed and pissed off for a couple of days.
Yeah, honestly, I just stepped in. It was just the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
I pride myself on my Beatles impressions. I will not accept any hate mail. Thank you. John Lennon's also quite easy. Thanks. Okay.
You just have to, either stay silent or become abusive. That's how I do it, John Lennon.
Yeah, it's top tips.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fred's go with true for now. Charlotte, any thoughts?
This sounds very much like a marketing piece. That Fender have just been like, oh, we want to flog Fender Play more. The Beatles have just put out this thing that only nerds are going to watch and enjoy. So let's just hop on that bandwagon and put this out there. And I don't think you're cynical enough to have written this, Joe.
Oh.
Maybe I'm just being the cynical one. But I think it's true.
Okay, you think it's true. Okay, John.
Well, yes, I too think it's true. Yes.
Does it just ring true for you?
Well, it does. It does. It seems it just seems very, very plausible. Yeah.
Because it is the kind of thing that I know I shouldn't really be saying this because I might have made it up, but it is the kind of thing that does happen.
Yes.
With like, but something comes out, makes something popular again.
Yeah.
It sort of causes a spike.
Mm.
So you're all locking in true?
Yeah.
Mm.
In that case, you're all getting a point.
Woo!
That is true.
Lovely.
But to be honest, when I found that, only 33%. That's what's confused me.
Oh,
It wasn't the
okay.
number of songs on the app, it's how few people have started learning the Beatles because
Yeah.
of... Although, in fairness, if Get Back had come out in lockdown, I reckon it would have been massive.
Yeah.
And it's had bad reviews, hasn't it?
Has it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't mean to pick sides, but Peter Jackson has directed 3 good movies and 1
Oh,
good
I love Peter
documentary.
Jackson.
Oh yeah, Peter Jackson's cool, but
No slight on him, if you're listening, Peter. We love
yeah,
you.
but yeah, less said about The Hobbit, the better.
There's only evidence for the fact that in the history of Beatles-inspired filmography, Yesterday is a superior Beatles film. Nothing will ever beat it, apart from Everything, because it sucks.
Okay, well, we won't get too deep into that one because clearly that's a sore spot for Fred. So now we will move on to our last news story from this round, and that story goes like this: Plans to turn part of shopping centre into college campus take step forward. Plans to turn part of a Kendal shopping centre into a college campus took a major step forward. South Lakeland District Council's planning committee has unanimously backed the proposal. Kendal College wants to transform just get this number right, 58,000 square metres of the Westmoreland shopping centre into a teaching space for around 400 students. The college has been forced to use porta cabins to facilitate continued growth, and a new site would help relieve this pressure. At a meeting of the planning committee at Kendal Town Hall, councillors suggested a campus would help to rejuvenate the centre of Kendal. I think this is an excellent idea, said Councillor Janet Jenkinson. Having a learning facility will actually bring younger people into the town. It's bringing new life back into the town centre. There ends the story. So, turning part of a shopping centre into a college campus. What do we reckon?
Gosh, well.
It's not the first place I'd pick.
No.
It makes sense. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
You'd buy the 58,000
Yeah, the
square
story or
metres.
the-
I buy the story. I
Okay.
can't afford the 58,000 square meters.
Okay. Well, we'll discuss details later. Cool.
Now, I mean, for me, the thing which makes me question the story's validity is the name Janet Jenkinson. Now, you know.
I love it when this happens.
Well, I mean, that just does sound like a very Joe Dodd name.
Janet Jenkinson. If she's real, right, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I do love finding out what my friends really think about me and my creativity when I host this show. Oh, fantastic.
Yes, well, sorry, Janet, if you are listening, and sorry, Peter. God, we've annoyed so many people with this talk of the devil.
Already, we're only in round 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, John Lennon. I didn't mean it.
Thanks, Paul, for everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ringo, for Charlotte not remembering that you are a drummer.
That was a script. Of course, I knew that Ringo. Oh, I didn't know Ringo was the drummer. Actually, I just knew he was part of the Beatles.
Oh, that's fair. That's enough.
Next, we tell me you don't know what his full name is. No.
Stop! Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts before I ask you to lock in your answers?
The University of Cumbria this week announced that they were expanding their campus. Could have also just adapted that story.
So this is another. Charlotte thinks she's read it somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I'm just suspicious. I've never done this before, and I feel like I've just gone true with all of them so far, and maybe I'm too gullible.
But it did pay off 50% of the time.
Yes. Yeah.
So 50% of your Talk of the Devil questions you've answered correctly. That's true.
There we go.
That's
Look at
heartening.
me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to lock in your answers. So, turning a shopping centre into a college campus. John, what do you think?
I think it is true because it's such a weird thing to do. So yeah, I feel like you wouldn't have made it up.
Okay.
So yes.
Fred.
Okay, I'm going to very quickly summarise my thoughts because I haven't yet. A, I don't know much about Kendal as a place, so I can't really comment. B, part of this does feel to me like a setup for just a really good young adult book. Like, you know, sort of college accommodation in a massive shopping centre. What happens at night, sort of thing? Do they get to go to all the different shops and stuff? I don't know. Which, if this is real or false, I want probably you, Joe, to write it because if it's just a short story, it could be great.
I'll remember.
I'm gonna say though, True. I'm going to say true.
True. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Fred. And Charlotte, what do you think?
I'm going to stick with true.
You are. Okay. Well, 1 point to everybody.
Whoa!
That is true. That is a real story.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well done, everyone. So we're now at the end of the first round. So for those who haven't listened to Talk the Devil before, or indeed haven't been on it yet, the way that this game works is that at the end of every round there will be a song break. Each song break is a clue to a big news story that is a big weekly news story that is sort of the final question of the whole game. So we'll play the song break, and the contestants will get to think about what they think that news story might be. And they'll win an extra point if they can guess what it is. I'll ask them at the start of each new round, see if they've worked anything out. We'll just see how it goes. Also, during the break, they will have a bonus question to think about, which will also be worth an extra point.
Yes.
The bonus question this time.
Oh, I'm excited.
Indeed. Thank you, John. So most of these are creative, but this one is just a straight pop quiz.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Which of these 3 films was shot, at least in part, in the North?
Oh.
A. Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Oh, right.
B. Thor The Dark World. Or C. Braveheart. So-
the dark world.
So-
the North is the dark world.
Excuse me? I will not have that rhetoric around it. So, you'll have the song break to think about it. I'll remind you which of these films was shot in the North. Star Wars, Force Awakens, Thor The Dark World, or Braveheart. And also consider what the song break might be telling us. We will now move into the song break, which is from one of my favourite movies. It is Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. Thank you very much. We'll be back very shortly.
I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Welcome back to Talk the Devil. That was the inimitable Judy Garland with Over the Rainbow. I love that song so very much. So I will just ask my contestants very quickly, I won't spend long on this. Do you have any ideas about what the big story of the week might be?
She's
If you don't
dead.
Yeah, Judy Garland's been dead for about 40, 50 years, I
Yeah,
think.
a while.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, only if you've got a guess would I like to hear something, because I don't want to spend too
No,
long.
not anything sturdy
Okay.
enough.
Not that I think you'd be including.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
Right, well, first song away, but you've got something to think about now.
Yes.
And what is your answer to the bonus question? Which of these films was shot, at least in part, in the North? Was it A, Star Wars The Force Awakens, B, Thor The Dark World, or C, Braveheart? John, what do you think?
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Uh-huh. Fred?
I'm also saying Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Uh-huh.
I'm also saying Star Wars.
What a bunch of sheep. You're all right.
That's why.
Star Wars The Force Awakens was filmed partly in the Lake District.
Ah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's like one sequence that's shot there, but that's pretty cool. So, now on into the next round, which is called Mind the Gap. The way this works, these are all genuinely real news stories, but first I'm only going to read you the headline with a word or two words removed, and you have to guess what word goes in the gap, 1 point per correct answer, and then I'll read you the story, because it's just nice to learn the context. But first, here's a reason you should be proud of the North. Now, this is a slightly longer story, so I'm going to have to paraphrase, and that might do a disservice to the truth of it, but this is genuinely one of the most incredible stories I've ever heard. It's not exactly funny, but I think this is genuinely mind-blowing.
Okay.
So the headline I found was, "The Forgotten World War II Heroes Who Saved Jewish Families in Berlin with a Helping Hand from Lancashire."
Oh,
So
let's
this is
go.
how the story goes. In 1929, a 16-year-old German boy named Rudolf Schindler, no relation, happened to be reading a copy of The Labour Woman, which was a workers' magazine from the UK, and he found an advert from a woman from Rossendale, which is just near Blackburn, asking for a pen pal. So he wrote to her, and they became friends by writing to one another. This girl's name was Evelyn Parker, by the way. So Evelyn and Rudolf write to each other for a few years. Then, as Hitler comes to power in the 1930s, Rudolf's father, Max Schindler, starts setting up an underground railroad to connect and even evacuate people under extreme threat of Nazi persecution, including Jewish families and political dissidents. Max could speak fluent English, and that enabled him to cover up the Underground Railroad, by pretending to run a language school, which enabled him to travel Berlin and meet whoever he needed to. But in order to get people out of Germany, he needed contacts in another country, and it just so happened that his son was pen pals with a girl from Lancashire. Evelyn went to Berlin posing as a conversation coach for Max's tutoring. And she helped the Schindlers link Jewish families with people in the UK who could help get them out of Germany. Even Evelyn's parents took in a refugee, a woman called Alice, who had an infant son at the time called Michael, and Michael became a doctor of astronomy until he died in 2011.
Ah.
No one knows how many lives the Schindler family saved during the war, but without a young woman from Lancashire who happened to be friends with their son, none of it would have happened. And this amazing story was buried for years until a woman living in Australia found some old papers in her garden shed which told everything. That woman's mother was Evelyn Parker, who had married and moved to Australia after the war.
Ah.
Isn't that incredible?
That's lovely.
I think that, I'm of the opinion that not every true story needs a movie, but that one needs a movie. I think that's an incredible story. So I just wanted to include that as a little tribute, because I think that's genuinely quite incredible.
Yeah.
This one goes out to you, Evelyn.
Yeah, cheers, Evelyn. Thanks for everything, and to your daughters and everyone else. Thank you. Right, now let's get on with this silly game about the news. So, as I said, blanks in the headlines, try and guess the word that goes in the blank. This one only has one word missing. Look out for our blank and become a sitter. One more time. Look out for our blank and become a sitter.
Chair?
No, it's not quite that literal.
Okay. Sofa?
That's still quite literal, it's just bigger.
Sitter, things that you can sit. Baby.
Ooh.
You're using the right version of sitter.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
So that's what the sitter in this line means.
Okay.
Some sort of animal?
It is an animal, yes.
Oh, great. Yeah, cat, dog.
What I love about this is that I've given you a real big help saying it's an animal, but there's a lot of animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird animal. Crocodile.
Nope.
Dog or cat is too obvious.
Hey?
Dog or cat is too obvious. You wouldn't have a
Good.
headline about.
Now you're getting it.
Okay.
Okay.
You're in the game now,
Hippopotamus.
Charlotte.
Oh,
No.
ooh, a pig.
Nope.
Goat.
Nope.
Horse. Cow.
Nope.
Peacock.
Nope.
Hen.
Nope.
Ant.
No. Good. Going into the other end of the spectrum, but no.
Bear.
Bear. No.
Okay.
Bear's
Is it
good shout.
is it a mammal?
It is a mammal. Yes.
Okay.
Good. Ask me
Kangaroo.
questions. Sorry.
Kangaroo. Is that
Nope.
one?
It is a mammal. Yes. Yeah. Ask me questions.
Wombat.
What is it?
What is a mammal?
Warm-blooded, has fur.
Okay. Yes.
Well, doesn't necessarily have fur.
Badger.
No.
Duck-billed platypus.
That'd be wonderful, but unfortunately not. You're closer with duck-billed platypus, though.
Oh.
Is it aquatic?
Yes.
Oh.
Otter.
Walrus.
No, but you're closer with walrus.
Otter.
Seal.
Charlotte gets the point. It is
Oh.
seal. Very well done.
I didn't
Look
know
out.
seals were mammals.
They
I
are.
don't know what I assumed they were.
Look out for our
Fish birds.
seals and become a
birds.
sitter. Yeah, that is the headline. I'll read you the story. So this story comes from the Isle of Man. Members of the public, this is adorable, members of the public were invited to find out more about seal sitting at a session in Peel hosted by Manx Wildlife Trust. This follows the charity appealing for donations towards seal pup rehabilitation after there were reports of the mammals being touched or put back in the sea. For seal sitting, volunteers would be expected to attend the sighting of a seal if it's on land, ensure it's not injured, and deter others from approaching it. When they have located the seal, they must assess the seal for injuries or illness. If injured, call it's an MSPCA, but I can't remember what that stands for exactly, but the Isle of Man Protection of Animals Society. If not injured, place up signs provided by the Manx Wildlife Trust at the meeting, warning the public not to come near. If possible, seal sit and speak to the public if necessary. So that's the story. It's about people in the Isle of Man looking after seals.
I love it.
I thought that was really, really sweet. Well done, Charlotte. There's a point for you.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot to transpose the points from the last round. I'll do that in a bit.
I had 5 points. Remember?
Yeah, you had 2,500 points. Okay, cool. Right. Next one. So again, this is again a true story. There are 2 blanks missing here. Nearly £250,000 to be spent revamping blank blank.
Ooh.
2 blanks close together.
What needs to be revamped?
So many
Lots of
things. Gosh, well, nuclear submarines.
New.
The electric submarines.
Yellow submarines.
Revamp Ringo Starr.
He doesn't need revamping. He's 80 years old, but he looks about 50.
It's all that peace and love.
All that peace and love, man.
Peace and love. In every one of Ringo Starr's tweets, he just has
peace and love, man. Peace and love.
If one peace and love is the base number,
Yes.
but several Ringo Starr tweets have 2 or even 3 pieces and loves.
Yes. He's a
Anyway, what
wonderful
does
man.
Ringo Starr have to do with this?
Well, he's not correct, is he? He's not the answer.
Let's just have a think about that for a minute. Okay.
Okay.
No, he's not the answer.
Okay.
He is the answer.
True.
Peace and love.
Blank blank. Revamping blank blank.
Revamping.
Lancaster Station.
Nope.
Very good. Revamping. Are we allowed to know what sort of field we're in?
Yeah, I'll give you a field. So it's I'll start quite broad and I can get more
Okay,
specific.
cool.
It's a public service
Ooh.
system that is being revamped.
Public transport.
No, but it is vehicle related.
Ooh. Boris Bikes.
No, because they're already
Congestion
perfect.
charge.
No.
Ooh.
Remember, it's not Boris Bikes. We're up north now, son.
Cycle lanes.
No,
Ooh.
but good guess.
One ways.
Nope.
Oh gosh.
Think less about roads, more about vehicles.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Electric charging points. And charging points is all one word.
Okay, good getting around the rules, but no.
Vehicles. What kind of vehicles? How many wheels?
4.
4-wheeled vehicles. Okay. Are they cars?
No.
Oh.
Buses.
No.
Vans.
Vans, you're close with vans, but it's not specifically van-based.
Okay.
I will tell you, the words in the blanks, neither of them is the name for a kind of vehicle.
Okay.
It's just
Oh,
these
right.
things together are a
Service
vehicle.
station.
No, you're still thinking about the vehicle
Ooh.
specifically.
Can you repeat it? Sorry.
Nearly £250,000 to be spent revamping
Okay.
blank blank.
Oh gosh.
Road width.
No, because that's the most annoying thing you can do. Literally,
Yes.
literally, a motorway near me got moved 2 feet to the left.
That's
It was
incredible.
So annoying.
That's incredible.
Motorway junction.
No, again, think about the vehicle
Okay.
itself.
Catalytic converters.
No,
Ooh,
but
ooh.
good words.
Mm.
Okay. So is it a part of a vehicle?
No, it isn't.
Okay, so it's an aspect of the vehicle.
So it's a vehicle, but not saying not part of
Yeah.
the vehicle.
Okay,
Gosh.
the two words, because I mentioned it was a public service. The two
Yeah.
words are the name of a public service for which vehicles are required.
Taxi registration.
No,
MOT-ing.
no,
Okay.
A name of a public service for which vehicles are required.
Voting.
no,
Ambulance service.
no, it's not.
Ooh, that was
But-
clever.
This isn't going to help you at all, so ignore this. But Charlotte is mentioning the kind of thing I mean, where that's not a specific vehicle, but it's the thing that the vehicle does, forming the two words.
Okay.
If it
Ah.
helps, try and think about specific words.
Right.
Okay, something to do with delivery or transport.
Delivery,
Oh.
right kind of area, yeah.
Uber. No. Amazon.
No.
Courier service.
No.
No.
Okay, I'll give you another clue.
Okay.
Think back to primary school.
School buses.
No.
No.
Oh,
Fire engine.
Nope. Although that was always the best day, wasn't it?
bullying.
Vehicular manslaughter. No.
Uh, well, I was in London, so it was all chariots.
That's true, yeah. And armoured cars,
Yeah.
Or like those police dog vans for getting you
Yes,
to and from
yes,
school, like
yes.
muzzle on.
Travel coaches.
No.
School trips.
No, it's not to do with school trips.
Yeah.
Oyster cards? No, that's London.
That is
but,
London.
But like
It's nothing to
whatever
do
the
with
equivalent
transport.
is. Okay.
To do with delivery. Oh, is it to do with the delivery of school lunches?
No. I wonder if you almost certainly probably, well, no, not almost certainly. Fred might not have had these because he lived in a big city.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Well,
milk carts.
no, because this isn't the 1950s.
But no, it's making a comeback with
Is it really?
posh people, yeah.
No, it's not milk carts. Okay, I'm going to give you another clue. I hope this doesn't annoy you. So one of the specific words. So what, like I said, the two words together are a vehicle that performs a service.
Okay.
But the second word is nothing to do with vehicles at all. It's
Oh.
a different thing.
Right. Okay.
A thing that you would probably need access to at school.
A locker.
No.
The front door. No.
Yes, generally, unless you go to school in prison.
Something you need access to at school.
Pencil and paper. Stationery.
No, you're getting a bit closer, sort of.
Okay.
Book.
Books. Think books.
Books.
Like bookmobiles.
Library.
Yeah.
Mobile library.
Mobile libraries!
Oh,
That's exactly the
wow.
right answer!
Oh gosh.
That is
Oh,
exactly...
goodness, that was...
2 points to Charlotte. Well done!
Ah.
But you were all getting really super
Yeah.
close there. That was terrific. So yeah, the full story is nearly £250,000 to be spent revamping mobile libraries. This story comes from Northumberland. It goes like this. Northumberland's mobile libraries are in line for an upgrade. More than £220,000 is to be spent on 3 replacement vehicles which will serve some of the county's most remote communities. But the scheme is expected to include more than books, with COVID support and other health services also expected to be included in the revamped service. Currently, mobile libraries in Northumberland work across northern, western and central areas. Isn't that nice?
Hmm.
They're doing up the mobile libraries. That thing that would always. I don't know if you did. You have them, Fred?
I was going to say, I can confirm we did not have mobile libraries.
Oh yeah, because you probably had libraries much closer.
We had where I lived. There are a couple of local ones. We didn't have one in. Do we have one in the school? No. But we had a couple of local ones, and we just went there sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, under armed guard, of course.
Oh yes, entirely.
Yeah. No, yeah. So well done again, Charlotte. That's 2 points to Charlotte. Brilliant. And this is the last question in this round. What goes on inside Leeds's vertical blank and the tallest blank blank?
Oh my
A
god.
lot of blanks. I'll do it one more time. What goes on inside Leeds's vertical blank
Yeah.
and the tallest blank blank?
So what would be weird to have it vertical?
A train line.
That's called a spaceship.
Yeah.
But I want to see a train that goes straight in the air.
So what could be a good gimmick? Restaurant?
No.
Vertical?
But that would be fun.
Yes.
Like a Mario level. Just
Yeah.
gravity
yeah.
reverses itself.
Yes.
So I don't need to tell you, this story's from Leeds.
Okay. Vertical.
No.
That's 2 words.
I think what we can agree is that everything that we say, even if it's wrong, would be fun to see being
Yes.
vertical.
Yes.
So the first blank, the Leeds vertical, is one word.
Thing.
Lots of stuff.
Oh, and I'm really, yeah. But
So, is it a type of building that's vertical?
This thing is part of a building.
Oh, okay.
So this is a thing that's, like, if you can imagine, it's on the side of the building, so it's vertical.
Okay.
No, right.
Vertical.
This is me trying to decide if I've given you too much there.
So it's
Vertical roof. That's called a tube. No.
okay. What are the parts of a building? So you've got the windows, the
Stop. Don't think of things that are literally vertical on a building.
Okay.
Although actually, no, forget I said that.
Oh.
No.
Because you might accidentally fill in a different blank if you keep going with that line of thought.
No.
deck.
No.
Vertical garden.
Vertical garden.
Oh,
First point goes
good
to Fred.
job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So the first blank is what goes on inside Leeds' vertical garden, and the tallest blank blank. 2 more blanks. Nope.
Is it a tree?
No.
Is it like a pot? A plant pot?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
So the vertical garden and world's tallest, did you say?
No, it just says the tallest.
Okay, the tallest.
Is it part of the garden?
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Is it a plant?
No, it's not a specific plant. It's, if you like, these 2 blanks are a way of describing the garden.
Okay. Green space.
No.
Vertical garden.
What goes on inside Leeds' vertical garden and the tallest vertical garden? No.
Flowering area.
No.
Tallest.
Not a million miles away, but no, that's
Natural habitat.
no.
So it describes what the garden is.
Yeah, so imagine it. Imagine that vertical garden. How would you describe that?
Tallest natural artwork.
No.
Living.
Living is the first blank.
Oh, there you go.
Tallest
Living.
Wall.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wow.
So the full headline is what goes on inside Leeds' vertical garden and the tallest living wall. So 2 points to Fred for getting garden and wall, and 1 to Charlotte for getting living, or the other way around. Can't remember. But very well done, you two. John, get your game up.
I'm fucking like. What am I on again? Like 1, 2?
3.
Oh, okay. And you guys are on like 8, 9.
I'll do a count at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just read you the story.
Fantastic, John. What else can I say?
I'll just read you the story. So, What goes on inside Leeds' stunning vertical garden, a £140 million recycling facility that creates enough power for 20,000 homes across the region.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
The Leeds Recycling and Energy Recovery Facility, RERF, as their acronym is called, is the flagship development at the heart of Leeds' integrated waste strategy for the next 2 decades. The striking 138-foot tall building is believed to be one of the tallest timber buildings on the continent. The incinerator is responsible for dealing with all the black bag bin waste in the city. It was opened in April 2016 and cost the council a staggering £555 million to build and run the facility over the next 25 years. But the council said it would save roughly £200 million compared to the expenses to pay in landfill taxes. So, Leeds has a living wall on its roof, which is just fantastic. I love saying that. So, well done, everybody. I hope we've learned some fun things from that. So, that brings us to the end of the second round. I will do a quick score count. So, if I've got my maths right, John is on 3 points. And Fred and Charlotte are both on 6. Drama.
I didn't come in here feeling competitive, but now.
Yeah. But now.
And the switch has flipped.
Okay.
Sensational. Okay, so we're going to go into another song break now. But first, I have a bonus question for you. Going back to that delightful Isle of Man story about seal sitting, I would like to ask you, what animal would you most like to babysit and why? Whichever I think is the best animal and the best reason gets an extra point. So, again, thanks everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after another song break. And just to introduce some high culture into today, the song is Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Yes, indeed. All right, see you in a bit. Now that's what I call culture, everybody. Welcome back to Talk of the Devil. Okay, that was Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Guys, do you have any other thoughts about the big story of the week based on Over the Rainbow and Thunderstruck? Any ideas?
Okay, switch
Shall I have an
There's
idea?
a lot of storm news this week, isn't there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
Question.
Yes, similarly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop you all there. You're getting very close.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but because you didn't know specifically what I'm talking about, I will wait until next song break and see who gets it then. But
Okay.
you're in the right area. Very good. Okay. And bonus question from last round. If you could babysit any animal, which would it be and why? Who'd like to go first? John? Sure, go ahead.
I would babysit a human because humans are animals. Screw you, you.
What? Where did that...
What?
I mean,
What?
where did that come from?
What just happened?
I'd like to make it clear that I don't know where that came from at all.
Well, humans are animals.
Yes.
Don't put humans. Don't put any barrier between humans and animals. We are animals.
So,
I act like one every day.
Screw you.
are you one of those kids who, when you were asked what your favourite animal was, you'd say humans because humans are animals, thinking you were super smart?
Well, maybe. I'm certainly doing that now. Yes. And then I always said screw you.
You've got a tattoo of that, John has.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
so...
know if that's the kind of thing I can say live on a podcast.
Yeah,
but I've
we
said
must
it now.
make it very clear that John's views do not represent the views of the general comedy society. We don't mind what flavour of Christian you are; it's totally okay. Okay, but so
Sorry,
is that
I'm not
genuinely
Catholic. Okay.
is that genuinely the answer you'd go for?
Well, I just thought it would be funny.
Okay, humans because screw John. Not sure I can give that a point. Who else?
I can go.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
Charlotte, please.
I would babysit a goldfish.
Uh-huh.
You probably want a funnier answer, but I can't have our listeners thinking that I like animals,
Uh-huh.
and I don't. So don't want Peter Jackson thinking I'm some kind of cuddly person. So I think a goldfish is about the amount of responsibility that I would, and unless I really like the person, in which case maybe I'll help them out.
And babysit a trout.
You
Yes.
might go as high as a salmon one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of my or any kind of taxidermied animal. I'll go with that.
I've heard they don't eat much, so that would be all right. And Fred.
Okay, so when it comes to this bonus round, Joe, I normally try and do something funny.
Uh-huh.
This isn't going to be funny. This is just going to be sort of insightful.
Oh, I love it when you get insightful.
I would choose to babysit a camel.
Oh, okay.
Now, there's a very specific reason for this. We're going to go down... This is going to be in direct contrast to your screw you camel. Right, John?
Are
Thank goodness for that.
Are you against the Protestants instead?
No. I mean, aren't we all?
Guys, when I said we needed balance, this is not what I meant.
No. In that yours was anti-Catholic, mine is pro-religion, John.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, lesson time with Fred. My understanding is that in the beautiful religion of Islam,
Yes.
there are 99 names for God. And for some
wow.
reason, the 100th name is only known by camels. So
Is that genuinely a thing?
I genuinely think that's true.
Great, we're now on shaky ground on two fronts.
No.
If this is wrong.
So I think from what I remember studying, I think that's correct. If I'm wrong, oh dear. But if I'm right, I would babysit a camel and then hopefully gain such insight as to know that, the secrets of the universe would open themselves unto me, sort of thing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay, that's certainly some logic.
Mm.
So, we have babysitting animals that don't need looking after from Charlotte. We have babysitting humans for very, very specific reasons from John. And we have a potentially incredible piece of cultural myth from Fred.
I'll look it up now. I'm not looking up to cheat. I'm looking this up now.
Okay, do double check that,
I will.
just to be sure. But still, I think babysitting a camel would be quite fun. But maybe I would be because I am led to understand they are disobliging sods at the best of times. So maybe it wouldn't be that fun. But no, that would be quite cool. Did you know that in I think it's Saudi Arabia they have an annual camel beauty contest? That's definitely
cool.
true.
Right.
They've been putting in lip fillers and stuff.
It's not very nice, no, but it's interesting. It's definitely different.
Good God.
While Fred looks it up,
Arab Muslims have a saying that Allah has 100 names. Man knows 99 of these names, but only the camel knows the 100th.
that's fantastic. Well, I think I know where the point is going, and I'm going to give it to Fred.
Thank you.
For his very interesting fact. And camels, if you're listening, do get in touch. Fred's looking to find out.
I tell me.
Right, just before we move on, I will do another score count because I had actually miscounted at the end of the last round. So, John, you have 500. But no.
No.
Unfortunately, John's points stayed the same.
No.
John has 3 points. Charlotte did not have 6 points. She had 7.
Oh.
So back then, she was actually one ahead of Fred, but not now. Now they are tied.
Big up
Charlotte and
camels.
Fred are both-
Big up camels.
Big up camels.
Those
give it-
damn camels.
Okay, so this is our final round. Before we launch into it, I will do one more reason why you should be proud of the North, other than the everything. So this is the Eden Project North, which some of you might have heard about. So the Eden Project is, of course, a big attraction down in Cornwall, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, a big sort of nature space, all about conservation and the natural world, and we're having one put up in Morecambe.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it will be a destination that combines indoor and outdoor experiences, connecting people with the internationally significant natural environment of Morecambe Bay, which is a thing apparently.
Yeah.
The project has far-reaching environmental, social, and economic ambitions, but above all, it will be a day out that inspires a sense of wonder and connection with the natural world. I'm so excited.
Oh,
This
let's
sounds
go.
incredible.
It's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, and Morecambe Bay is incredible. So yeah,
Yes.
we're getting an Eden Project up north, you know, like in Game of Thrones, but with violence. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, so what I wanted to do for the final round of this game is... Sorry, John, did I interrupt you there?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so for the last round of this, I wanted to do a game where we would guess the famous person we didn't know was from the North.
Oh,
Okay.
So
cool.
let's play. Guess the famous person you didn't know was from the North. The way this is going to work, I'm going to give you 3 little trivia facts about each of these people, and from those you need to guess who they are.
Ah, cool.
1 point per correct answer, and I'll also give you a little bonus fact once we've got the right answer.
Lovely.
Some of them are easier than others, but we'll just feel our way. It'll be good. So, who is this? Fact number 1. They used to work as a teacher in Belgium, but left after falling in love with their employer.
Oh, okay.
Fact 2, they wrote under the name Currer. And fact 3, there have been 13 English-language film adaptations of their most famous novel, the first one being made in 1910.
Oh my.
So, who is that?
Okay. Is it Rudyard Kipling?
It's not Rudyard Kipling, no. He was born in India, actually.
Oh, right. Oh, cool.
Is it Frederick Bloy?
It might be one day,
Okay.
but it isn't yet.
Yet to go to Belgium. I have been to Belgium.
Oh,
that's
cool.
nice.
I didn't fall in love though.
No,
So-
that's a shame. Becky doesn't pay you, does she?
She's
Not in that
She's
way.
not from. Oh God, no. She's also not from Belgium.
Oh, there we go. So, used to work as a teacher in Belgium, fell in love with an employer, wrote under an assumed name, lots of films.
Oh, okay.
From these facts, yeah, can we gather what they are, what makes them famous?
Author.
Yes, this is a famous author
Famous author.
from the North.
Okay. Now, as they wrote under an assumed name, could I guess that they're female?
They are female.
Right.
Good thinking,
From the
John.
North.
George Eliot.
It is not George Eliot.
Elizabeth Gaskell.
Not Elizabeth Gaskell. I thought Elizabeth Gaskell wrote, Elizabeth Gaskell wrote under
Oh,
her
no,
own
she
name.
did. You're right. You're
Yeah.
entirely correct.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there to my voice. Yeah, Elizabeth Gaskell wrote under her own name, I think.
Is it a Bronte?
It is a Bronte.
Oh.
Anne Bronte.
Nope.
Emily.
Emily.
Nope.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. It got out of John faster.
Yes.
I wasn't. But when I hosted last week, I gave John name all 3 Brontes, and he got really excited and then couldn't remember Anne. So
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
remember
want to
listening
say
to that.
anything because I really wanted him to have it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, so there
I
you
didn't
go.
know Charlotte Bronte didn't write under her own name.
All 3 of the Bronte sisters began publishing under gender-neutral pseudonyms because they didn't think they'd be taken seriously as women American writers. She wrote under Currer Bell. They all wrote under the Bell
Yes.
surname.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Currer Bell.
Charlotte wrote under Currer Bell. Emily was Ellis Bell, and Anne was Acton Bell. Arguably a more badass name than Anne Bronte. But yeah, so Charlotte Bronte, novelist from Haworth in North Yorkshire, though she was born in Bradford. And here's the bonus fact. This is weird. Charlotte Bronte dedicated Jane Eyre to her literary hero William Makepeace Thackeray. However, this caused a scandal because, unbeknownst to her, Thackeray was actually hiding his mentally ill wife in their house, just like Edward Rochester does in Jane Eyre.
No.
That's genuinely true.
No.
Isn't that mad?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like he wasn't keeping her chained up, but she had very serious mental health concerns, and he was just hiding her away in the house. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
That is crazy. So yeah, that was Charlotte Bronte. Thank you very much, John. Well done. Point to you.
Let's go. Oh, I'm catching up with you guys. I'm on 4. You're on 7. I can level with you
You
guys
can
by
clinch
the
the
end of
gap. You
the
can
episode.
clinch it.
Well, I know
Okay.
I can't. I can just level with you guys. That's the best I can do.
Let's see. Okay, person number 2. Who is this? Fact number 1. While working as a BBC set designer, this is my favourite fact I found for this game, they were offered the job of designing the Daleks for Doctor Who,
cool.
but passed on the job to Ray Cusick, who ended up designing them. Fact number 2. They have directed 5 movies starring Russell Crowe. And fact number 3, their most recent film starred Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Again, I think we can work out what they're famous for.
Film directing.
Yeah, this is a film director. It's Ridley Scott.
Oh, wow.
Well done, Charlotte. Exactly the right answer. Ridley Scott is from South
I
Shields.
had no idea he was even British.
No, you know what? Connie told me that people wouldn't know Ridley Scott was British. Yeah, Ridley Scott's British. He's from South Shields. He's a diet Geordie. I don't know what the word for someone from South Shields is. So yeah, well done, Charlotte. It's Ridley Scott. Bonus fact about Ridley Scott. I found this really quite strange. He has directed movies starring 3 different actors who all played Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. So he directed Sir Robert Stevens in The Duelists, and Sir Robert Stevens played Aragorn on the radio. John Hurt obviously was in Alien, and John Hurt voiced Aragorn in the animated film. And then he's directed Viggo Mortensen as well, who played him in the films.
Yeah.
Isn't that mad?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, well done, Charlotte. Ridley Scott, our second favourite famous northerner. And finally, who is this? Fact number 1. They've helped hatch baby crocodiles in Australia.
Oh, cool.
Fact 2. They have an asteroid and 2 trains named after them.
Bloody hell.
And fact 3. They were the first choice to host QI. What famous northerner is that?
It's a naturalist?
No, it isn't. This one's, I think, the hardest one because the facts don't necessarily align with the first thing that they were famous for.
Oh, gosh.
That's a good question, generally, in life.
Joe Dodd.
Oh, thank you. I love that job. Thank you very much. Sandy, pick up the phone.
Sorry, please could you remind us of the second?
Second fact, they have an asteroid and 2 trains named after them.
I'm guessing it's not David Attenborough.
It's not David Attenborough, no.
For some reason, I'm also thinking Brian Cox.
It's not Brian Cox either, although he is northern.
Is it an intellectual?
Not professionally, no.
Right.
Very intelligent person, but not an intellectual.
Okay.
Frederick No.
So you're a Londoner.
Yeah.
But I do remember that baby crocodile hatching trip. Oh,
Yeah.
boy howdy, that was
What
a
a
fun
day.
That was a fun day.
Lucy Social.
Yes.
You listening, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's an intellectual. Well,
Kind
no,
of.
it's not. No, it's not. It's somebody who's just very, very smart.
They do documentaries,
Oh, okay.
but they're not an
Okay.
academic like David Attenborough or Brian Cox.
Michael Palin.
It's Michael Palin.
Oh!
Oh,
That's exactly the right answer. Right, that's lovely. That's 1 point to everybody.
Oh.
Yeah. So Michael Palin, comedian, actor, and documentarian, was born in Sheffield. Yeah, Michael Palin. Yeah, this is not the
Michael
bonus
Palin.
fact, but I just love this when I found this out. So QI, when they were going to make it, was originally going to be Michael Palin hosting, Stephen Fry captaining the smart team,
No.
and Alan Davis captaining the stupid team. That was going to be how QI originally worked. I'm really glad they didn't do
Yes.
that. Yeah, so that's it. And my bonus fact about Michael Palin, one of the school houses of my nephew's high school is named after him.
Oh.
Yeah, every one of my nephew's school's houses is named after a famous Yorkshireman, and Michael Palin is one of them. So
Lovely.
Palin House.
Lovely.
Yeah, if you're listening, Michael, we all think you're an absolute legend.
You are, Michael. Visit sometime.
What
Why
a
won't
bloke.
you answer my calls?
I think I know why that is, Fred. Right.
It's because you make 100 a day, Fred.
Well then,
I'm confused.
that, believe it or not, is the end of the third round. Guessing famous Northerners. Thank you very much for playing that. I will give you a score count. It's done basically nothing because you each got a point.
Yes.
So John's now on 4 points, and Charlotte and Fred are on 8 each. I might have to get creative with how I award the points at the end of this. So,
But do it so that if John wins, he gets 5 points, and if Fred and Charlotte win, they get 1.
I will think about it during the song break.
Okay.
But yeah, we are going to move into our final song break of the episode, folks. So we know roughly what kind of story we're looking at, but maybe you can guess it from this last song. But first, I'll pose you our last bonus question. Your hometown is putting up a statue of you. What does it say on the plaque underneath? So I want you to each make up a dedication to your statue. It can be as long as you like. You can explain it if you want to. And the best dedication wins an extra point. And now we'll go into this last song break of the show, which is, so we've had Over the Rainbow from the classic musical Wizard of Oz. We've had the legendary rock song Thunderstruck. We're now going to keep that level of energy going with Even Star from the soundtrack to The Two Towers by Howard Shore. Thank you very much. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back for the end, the wrapping up, the conclusion of this episode of Talk of the Devil. So that was Even Star from the soundtrack of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I'm going to start off with the bonus question, actually, though. So the bonus question was, what would the dedication on a statue of you be? So I will... who wants to go first with this?
Other way? Or I can go, I don't care. Should we all do rock, paper, scissors?
No, we don't have time for that.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Okay.
Okay, Charlotte.
Okay. So on my gravestone, which is not this, but I want Bachelor of Arts, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy. Never had a clue. So, but
I like that.
thank you.
Bit real.
But see, I don't really have a hometown. I have multiple hometowns. So, but anywhere that wanted to claim me for whatever magnificent things I've ended up doing, they could just put, never had the accent.
Oh, that rings
from
true.
Gloucester, I'm from Birmingham, I'm from, but I have none of the accents.
That's a very good point. It's also true for me, so I like that. Very good. Fred, you go next.
So my issue is I have 3 options, and I need to choose one.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go through the ones I probably won't end up choosing. John Cage, composer, he wrote 4 minutes 33, which is just silence. So on his gravestone, I think is just a symbol for a rest in music,
Okay. That's
which
quite
I think
pretty.
is genius. So one option I thought was just a question mark. But I thought, no, maybe not. The other one was something I said once, and then, like, my parents and I just said, Fred, that's actually really insightful. And I was like, oh, I'll keep that one. Because, like, when they said, my dad was joking on our A-level open day, and he went around to all my teachers going, he is fully supportive of what I want to do in life. But he went to all the teachers, I want him to be a doctor. So I don't really know why we're talking to you drama teachers, but, okay.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah. He was entirely joking, but when I got home, I sort of said something along the lines of, why would I need to make a chemical to make someone smile when I can do it anyway? And then Mum and Dad were just like, Fred, that's actually really good. I'll keep that.
That is gorgeous, that.
But I'm not going to do that one.
Okay.
The one I'm going to choose is, no! They've trapped me! Let me out! It's hot in here! Yeah, I go for that one.
I should have known. Marvellous. And John.
Best dressed man in Lancaster.
That's a good one. I like that. Is that actually what you're going with? Not to sound sarcastic, but is that what you're going with?
Yes.
Yeah, he's very snappily dressed, folks. You can't see because radio is an auditory medium, but he is dressed like an absolute king.
These fresh craps.
My goodness. Okay, so this is a tricky one. So we've got Never Had the Accent, with also quite a good gravestone dedication. We've got Screaming.
Yeah.
And we've got Best Dressed Man in Lancaster. Oh, heck, this is tricky. Oh, man. I like this.
What are the points again?
The points are John with 4, Charlotte with 8, and Fred with 8.
Give John 4 points. Do it.
I'm quite tempted to just even the playing field. Just
Oh, go on, do it then.
You're not allowed to make that call.
I am the king of Talk of the Devil, Fred. I've been hosting this since April 2020.
It is interesting that if I do this, that then whoever wins the big story of the week will win by just 1 point, and that's quite dramatic.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm going to do it?
Yes!
John is going to get
You didn't
4
have a say
extra
in that,
points.
Charlotte. I'm sorry.
Well, remember, the people from the north are nice, which is
Yeah.
it's a weakness that some people try to exploit. But
You neglect, again, Joe, that none of us are from the north here.
Yeah,
So John is only going to get more cocky.
that's a good point, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, you're now on all perfectly even footing. I love that the points in this are totally irrelevant.
Yep.
But now,
It
is
worked
time.
so hard.
it is time to determine the big story of the week. So the song breaks, I'll just remind you, were Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. And I did ask you during the break to think about who is singing. Thunderstruck by AC/DC and Even Star from the soundtrack of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. So, whoever's going to jump on this, what is the big story of the week?
Does it involve towers being struck by lightning?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are any of you Lord of the Rings fans?
No, I'm not.
Right, I took a gamble on this, and
Yes.
it clearly hasn't paid off.
Okay.
Is it about a storm?
The story is about a storm, but you said you couldn't quite decide what specific
Is it Storm
storm.
Arwen?
It's Storm Arwen. Exactly right. Even Star in Lord of the Rings is Arwen, Lady Arwen. So, well done, Charlotte. You get the 1 more point, and that means that Charlotte is our winner. We'll come back to celebrate in just a minute, but yeah, Storm Arwen. The reason why I told you to think about who was singing in Over the Rainbow is because Dorothy's surname is
Arwen.
Gale.
Oh.
Oh no, it is. You're right. Yes,
Oh,
right.
I assumed it's because of the tornado.
Well, yeah, there's also very sensible, but yeah, Dorothy. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas. Right.
No idea.
She only mentions it once, but it's in the film, so it's canon. Yeah, Storm Arwen. In the onset of the tropical storm, warnings were released to the north of England about dangers such as flying debris, damage to trees and buildings, longer journey times, and all the usual fun stuff that happens when there's bad weather in this country. Gusts reached speeds of 98 miles per hour in Northumberland, the highest winds recorded of this storm. And about 120 lorries got stuck in snow. Nearly 10,000 Northern Power Grid customers, mostly in Cumbria, endured approximately a week without power. Basically, it wasn't a very fun time.
No.
But yeah, we've had a big spate of bad weather up here, thanks to Storm Arwen. But finally, I think, they've given a storm a name that commands some respect.
Yes, I
know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah.
Storm Douglas.
Storm Douglas, Storm Desmond, Storm Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now Storm Arwen sounds
Yes.
it does sound kind of magical, like
Yeah.
a giant lady coming storming over the sea with her wind powers. Yeah, so that was the big story, Storm Arwen. So, at the end of all that, John finishes on 8 points because I'm nice. Fred finishes on 8 points because he actually tried. No disrespect, John. And Charlotte wins with a massive 9 points. Well done, everybody, well done.
Thank you.
And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode of Talk of the Devil. I will say a last thank you from my guests. So, Charlotte, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Fred
Goodbye, fellows.
and John.
Screw you, Catholics.
Oh, God, not again. I'm going to have to clean up your mess later. And I've been your host, Joe. I will just finish by reading a little extract from my favourite poem, because that's what this is about. It's a high culture event. This is a poem called Up Here, and it's just a celebration of the North. It's by Tony Walsh. I just love it. So, from up here, you can see it all. In ear and ear you can. Cheshire, Liverpool, Manchester, Lancashire, Cumbria, Isle of Man. From the front page to the back page, from north, south, east and west, for lots of reasons, what a region. Great by any test.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I've been your host, Joe. See you next time on Talk of the Devil. Goodbye.
Woo!